video is basically discussing the supporting documents needed. That's based on my own personal experience, that is, and I'm basically going to discuss the importance of each of them, or like a more in-depth explanation or description of how each of them can help to build your application for a more successful outcome. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before I go into what I'll be discussing today, please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Okay, so what I have in mind for you guys is what the supporting documents are that the government of Canada or the embassy requires while you're applying for your student visa. I know that I'm basically skipping some of the steps I mentioned in my previous video. However, I wanted to move on to this because I think that this is a very important thing and a very important aspect of the visa application process. As a matter of fact, right after a person starts applying for their colleges, after they are doing their research on colleges and they apply, or universities, the next thing that you do is apply for your student visa. However, before that, you need to gather your supporting documents needed for the process. This video is basically discussing the supporting documents needed. That's based on my own personal experience, that is, and I'm basically going to discuss the importance of each of them, or like a more in-depth explanation or description of how each of them can help to build your application for a more successful outcome. Okay, so first of all, I have listed 7 supporting documents that are of importance during your application. These 7 documents, they may not necessarily be the only ones needed, but these are the 7 ones I think are most important. There might be others that you can add, but that depends on your home country. Okay, so first of all, one of the main ones are your bank statements. The bank statements are the legal documents from your bank which demonstrates the amount of finances you currently hold in your bank account. Now, these bank statements, they may be for yourself, for your family, for your relatives, for your guardian, for a friend. It's basically a bank statement reflecting anyone who will be supporting your academic journey, or basically sheltering the expenses for your tuition, your housing, your living accommodations, and whatever the case may be. Now, these bank statements are very, very important. Have your passport, and your passport is basically, it's almost like your ID into another country. Everyone knows that as a passport you cannot travel, and also I would recommend that you ensure that your passport is not expiring before your study ends. I personally had that experience, and I was advised by my travel agent to renew my passport because it would expire during my time of study at my college. So that is something to look at. Make sure your passport has sufficient years for your study, and that is just to ensure that you don't have to travel back to your home country and renew your passport, and then that may take some time to process and everything. It's just a whole lot. Okay, so guys, prepare ahead and make smart moves before anything. You need to also show your school certificates, your diplomas, your transcripts, any documents from your past schools, high school, if you've attended a college before, if you've done CAPE, CSEC, that's for Jamaicans, if you've done university, any documents that shows your grades, that shows your transcripts, which shows your grades, your performance. And besides from that, you need to also have, it is recommended for you to have documents that shows your involvement. I know that that doesn't really have to do with the embassy, but to be honest, it has to do with the college. While you're applying for the college, it's best to show them that you were involved. But as it relates to applying for your visa, I think that the transcripts and the certificates that shows your grades and shows that you've completed a particular degree, that should be enough, quite frankly. But ensure that you have all these documents in a safe place, so that if you're planning to come to Canada, you can just go pick them all up wherever they are and scan them, upload them in your application. Very important, guys. Another important document needed is your letter of acceptance. Now, the letter of acceptance, it is basically showing to the embassy that you were accepted into a school in Canada. I'm going to mention in another video that the schools you are applying to needs to be a designated learning institution, which is a DLI school. I'll explain that further in another video, but ensure that the schools are DLI schools, and that basically means that the government of Canada, they did approve for that school to accept international students. Okay, so back to where I was talking about the letter of acceptance. You need to show that to the embassy, just so that they can see that you were accepted into a college or a university in Canada. This is a very important piece of document too. I mean, like, I can't imagine an application where the letter of acceptance is not there. I mean, the embassy is going to be like, you're applying to go to study in Canada, but which school are you applying to study to, and where is the document which proves that the school did accept you and you're going to the school? So you need to have that document in there. Very important. Another important document for you to have is certification of any licensed assets that you have. By that I mean, you need to show license or proof of any of your belongings, your personal belongings, your personal assets. For example, your vehicle license or registration. It may be a license which shows that you have a particular occupation or career, such as a nurse license, a doctor license, or basically if you have a business and you have a business registration or a title for your home, just to prove that you have ownership for a land in your home country. Any particular certification or legal document or any license which shows that you have ownership to things in your own country, that is very, very important to upload in your application. Now, I can tell you this, something that I have seen personally. One of the reasons why the embassy normally rejects applications for studying in Canada is because you are not proving to them that you have enough ties to your home country, and because of that they believe that after your study you want to settle in Canada and basically run off. Believe it or not, the Canadian government, they do need more persons in Canada because they're underpopulated, but even though that's the case, you still need to prove to them during the time of your application that you have ties to your home country, or basically proving to them that you have something in your home country to go back to live to or to live for. Okay, so these things are very, very important. Upload all of these things. Lastly, you need to upload your job letters. Job letters, by that I mean, it doesn't have to be your own job letter. It can be the job letter of the persons who are sponsoring your expenses as well. Because look at it this way. On your bank statements, for whoever is going to shelter the expenses, you have a total of 15,000 Canadian dollars. Let's say it's in Canadian currency. And then you don't have a job letter to prove where this money came from, or how did this person acquire this money, what job is this person doing to even get them this amount of money. The embassy is no fool. They know when you're lying. So please be smart, guys. Upload your job letters. Ensure you're proving to them that I own this one to build business in Jamaica, in wherever I come from, for persons other than Jamaicans. Show them your job letters that say that you are a nurse here, you're a pharmacist. Even if you work in a supermarket, show them the job letter. Get a job letter from your managers and have them have the stamp of the the stamp of the business placed there and a signature, just to make it look legal and appropriate and legitimate. Okay, now, and as I said before, this can be also for the persons who are sponsoring your expenses. So if you don't have a job letter for students coming fresh from university or college or high school, that's totally fine. In that case, you will need to have extra financial help from your parents, guardians, relatives, family, whoever the case is. They need to show a job letter, as long as they are going to give bank statements to prove that they're sheltering the expenses. They need to have job letters being uploaded. Okay, and I did mention the certification of assets, but I forgot to say too that it doesn't have to be for the applicant, which is the person applying for the student visa. It can also be for your parents. For example, while I was applying to come to Canada, I basically have no belongings, because I mean, like, I haven't really started life that much to have anything. So the certification of assets basically came from my parents. My father's vehicle registration, his business registration, because we own a business, his different ministerial license and all those things came from my parents. So if they're coming from your guardians or your parents, just to prove that your family in general has ties to your home country, then upload them. Okay, so that's basically it for supporting documents needed. I hope that this video was of help to you guys. As I said before, please remember to leave a comment down below if you have anything to add, or if you have any concerns or questions, then leave a comment. Also, if you have any topics for me to discuss in another video, please do so I can know what to talk about and I can address the right things. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.